The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your...
Hi guys, so last night I saw Tron Aries. Once again, it's me, Captain Multiverse, back with another video. So, I've been waiting to see Tron Aries because I'm a huge fan of the Tron franchise. And, you know, this has been a long time coming. You know, I love Tron Legacy. I think Tron Legacy is one of the greatest sci-fi films we have of our time, next to Blade Runner 2049. The best Star Wars movies, everything. And so I'm a huge fan of Legacy, so I couldn't wait to see a new movie. But then this movie started getting weird buzz because, you know, we got Jared Leto attached to it, and that stirred up controversy and everything. So before we jump into this review, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss when we post another video. But let's get into it. So Tron Aries. Years later, we finally get a Tron movie, and you know, there's all, and we can get into this in another video, but there's all these controversies about that we were supposed to get a Tron 3 before Tron Aries, and a bunch of changes. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the review. So let's talk about the good, then we'll get into the mixed, and then we'll get into the bad about the film. So, Tron Aries, the good things about this film. I think the visuals are absolutely incredible. For a 2025 film, I think this movie has... This is a movie that, well, I don't think the story hits as hard as people would like it to. I think that that's been true of all the Tron movies, but I think that Legacy did have a good story. Where this movie, I think that Aries has some of the best visuals. Compared to Legacy, which Legacy was ahead of its time. It had incredible visuals. The first Tron is a little dated, but it has really good stuff. This new movie has some of the best visuals, and the fact that Tron coming into the real world, not Tron, but the program's coming into the real world, I think that the grid coming to the real world, you see a lot of really cool changes there, and that contrast is really cool, and the colors, very contrast, the colors are very cool, vibrant, it looks good. Like, if you see this movie just on the visuals alone, I think that's a win. I think the visuals are cool, there is cool action in this movie. I think for the visuals, you should see this movie. The other reason you should see this movie is, one of the best things about Tron 2, aka Tron Legacy, was that Daft Punk did the score. And that was amazing. And I will say that after seeing this movie, I do think that Daft Punk's score hits a little higher and a little harder than the score in this movie. But I will say, despite I have mixed feelings of this movie, I do think that the movie's the movie's score by Nine Inch Nails, if you had to get a replacement for Daft Punk, I think that Nine Inch Nails is fantastic. So yeah, I think my biggest highlights of this movie are, okay, we get great visuals, we get great we have great music. Those are the two standouts. I didn't think Jared Leto was too bad. I won't put him in my good section. I did enjoy him in this movie more than I would as not, but he's also a part of the problem, which we'll get into in a minute. But then, so my last good part. So the fight scenes, the visuals, the music. Those are the big things I had home. I also really love Evan Peters in this movie. I love Evan Peters as Julian Dillinger, son to Cillian Murphy's Edward Dillinger, which this movie does touch on some things from Legacy, but not a lot. But we'll dive into that in a minute. So, the goods, visuals, amazing, great action scenes when they happen. I love that it's rapid fire pacing, that also gets into the mix section as well. I love that we have, I love Evan Peters in this movie, great role for him. But let's get into the mixed. Oh, also another highlight, I like Greta Lee. Greta Lee's good. I like her character in this movie. And the nerdy guy's kind of fun. So let's go in the mixed section. So, the mixed aspect of this movie. This movie's plot is very messy. We do not get a lot of references to Tron Legacy. There are a few of them. They do mention Sam a bit, but it is very disconnected from Tron Legacy. It's not the sequel that we wanted it to be. The concept of the grid going to the real world is interesting. The thing I think that we struggle with, though, is Tron Aries. The thing it struggles with the most is this movie doesn't have Tron, the original programming character to save the heroes, is not in this movie, and that should have happened in this movie. It should have been an actual concept. I think that would have made it better. Personally, I think that would have been great to have the actual Tron character, the actual computer program to fight evil things. Because Master Control with Athena and Ares. The problem with this movie is in 2025, like the movie says in the trailer and in the business meeting with Julian Dillinger, so much talk of AI and advanced technology. And we've had other movies this year alone do multiple things with AI technology and the fallout of, oh, AI is this smart and it can do this thing. I've seen that multiple times this year, and it's been done better. And so I think that's kind of what's disappointing about this, is that the storyline isn't very good. There's some interesting stuff. There's a little surprise cameo in here, but I think we all knew from the trailer who it was going to be. So I think we can talk about it in this movie. But Kevin Flynn does appear in this movie as a program, and is the one that gives Ares the MacGuffin. Jared Leto, he's not terrible in this movie. He's fun. When he plays the deadpan serious AI part, I think is interesting. I think it does have some interesting points. But I think that joke has been played out. I think Jared Leto is still method acting, still saying, oh, call me Ares, like all these weird things. And we need to stop with this method acting thing. We need to not have that anymore. The plot's messy. The villain is weak. So Julian is a good villain for outside of the grid, but unfortunately the overall programs, the swap from Jared Leto's character being the hero to actually Athena, where Disney once again is doing this thing. It's not about being woke. I get it, and I have no problem with Athena being black, but I just think the antagonist was weak, and I think compared to Legacy with Rinsler and Clue, we could have done so much more here. And I think that this movie is pacing. We don't spend enough time with Jared Leto's character Ares actually adapting the real world. So this movie could have been a bit longer. And it is rapid fire pacing, but it is messy. There's some fun humor in this movie, but it's pretty messy. But like I said, I think the music's good. I think there's some cool fight scenes. I really like how the light discs are used in this movie. There's actually a scene with Jared Leto in his final form in this movie where he gets a really cool fight scene. And I love how they do fights in Tron. I remember when I was a kid, I always loved throwing my light disc around. I remember the Tron video games on PS3. So I love Tron. I'm a big Tron fan. And I think some of the callbacks and Easter eggs are interesting. But overall, Tron Aries for me is a bit of a mixed bag. On paper, there's themes in this movie that would be great if they were executed well. But unfortunately, they're not a priority. They're not focused on. The company wars going on right now in between Ecom and Dillinger is handled interestingly. It's an interesting concept, but we're seeing corporation battles done better in the DCU right now. So overall, Tron Aries is a good time. It's a mixed film. You should go see it for the action, visuals, and music alone. There is a mid-credit scene that could set up to a sequel, but based on how it's doing in the box office, we have to support this movie to see what happens. I'm going to give Tron Aries a 7 out of 10. Did you guys like Tron Aries? Let me know your thoughts. Did you love it? Did you not love it? Let me know. Did you really like it? How does it compare to Legacy? For me, I don't think it's as good as Legacy. Definitely not as good as Tron 1. But I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, we'll catch you in the next video. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe, or you're going to get de-rezzed. Have a great day.